so I'll be able to tell you what a 3 right curly bracket opening bid means if it comes up.
Well, you can elaborate it on it now, because we are starting with a wonderful one-note trump contract.
Yes, well, basically, all the one bids are easy to follow. It's 5 card majors, 4 card diamonds, and the familiar from various teams, possibly 2 card, 1 club if they're going to rebid in no trumps. They play natural responses to 1 club at the 1 level and artificial responses at the 2 level. We'll have to be careful to look at those if they come up. So you can tell me, Roland, in the Polish club system, they on a weak no trump hand, they only open a diamond if they've got 4 cards, or is it 5? Otherwise they open a club.
Yes, that's correct. One diamond is always 5, unless specifically 4, 4, 4, 1. 1 club is 3-way, as we know in Polish club. It's either 12 to 14 balanced, 15 plus with clubs, or any 18 plus hand. Polish club is basically a natural system, because 1 club is 12 to 14 balanced 8 times out of 10.
That's right, and the thing to look out for is if they do open a club on a balanced 12-14 hand and partner bids a diamond because the opening is forcing, then they're allowed to rebid 1 heart on a 3 card suit, because to rebid 1 no trump would be strong. 18 plus, I think.
Yeah, indeed. It would, 18 plus. That's right. So we may see that. They can bid a 3 card major.
So as I'm still a bit sleepy, I'm very pleased to see I don't need to spring immediately into action, saving this board in some way for my report.
There must be some other Klukowski in the event, maybe in the seniors, since we have M. Klukowsk, which means there's no room for the I. So, never mind, we know it's Klukowski, and we know that East is van der Forst. Did I pronounce that correctly? Isn't the V pronounced as an F?
I don't know, but we better find out that. Better find that out pretty soon. Well, on my screen, with big characters being used, the South player is M. Kluko. And I'm not going to try changing the font size, because that screwed up my screen so much I had to go out and come in again yesterday.
Yeah, I remember. It's Michał Klukowski. And Piotr Gabris. He's been around for ages. I'm sure you remember him.
Absolutely. I think I can even remember what he looks like.
I'm asked if there's a knockout stage, and the answer is no. It's a complete round robin. Everyone plays everyone. 37 rounds with a sit hand. Hello to Mr. David Burdon.
But
See what a difference a space makes.
pretty good. Oh, Brolicious as well. It usually was Brulucius.
What is your take on knockout versus round robin? Any views, David?
Well, I mean, I know they do that in the Bermuda Bowl, and that's because they've got time for very long matches in the knockout. So that's ideal, I suppose. But I'm quite happy with this format. When there are scenes, it's really nice for the lesser teams to be sure that they'll play against the Italians or the great French players, or dare I say the great English players, to make sure that all against all is a pleasing format in one way, so I'm perfectly happy with that. What do you think?
So am I, actually. And as you pointed out, with so many teams, 37, and limited time, 10 days, you can't really have a round robin and then a knockout stage, because that will take forever. Right, what do we have here? 1 diamond, 1 heart. How many clubs should Norse bid? 2, I think.
Well,
He can bid
he
more
can
later.
bid 3 if that's stronger. Vulnerable against not, but not if it's weak. He'd have to just bid 2. I mean, he could make some 3-level bid in one of the red suits to ask for a stopper in diamonds. It's too much, isn't it? He's got his bear in 2 suits, and the 2 clubs looks good.
Yeah. Are there any women on BBO, women's teams on BBO? I believe there is in every round, well, either from the women's or the seniors. I think they have a match from the seniors in this round. We'll have the women on voice later today, and David will be back for that one. Poland against France, 2 very strong teams in the women's. So yes, we do not ignore them.
There's no mention on the Belgian convention card of support doubles. If you play those, then 2 hearts would promise 4 card support, and you would double on just 3 card support, but they don't play that apparently.
Yeah, we have Sweden and Denmark in the seniors at the moment on BBO. Now this is very interesting, because this country can be defeated, but it takes a very good defense. East must lead a spade and get a heart through. Well, what do you mean EC3 no trump solved? Definitely not. Spade to the king, heart through, then they take 4 heart tricks and 2 spade tricks for down 2. That's tough to find, isn't it, David? Lead a low spade from H96. Although you know that Declarer is prepared for a heart lead and that he has long clubs.
Well, ace and another spade is just as good. Don't think he'd ever find a low spade. He conceivably might lead the ace of spades, but he'd be beating par if he did.
Yeah. Remember, South has probably shown spades with his double, which makes it even more difficult to lead one.
Yes. Well, I'm not sure about that. I mean, if North had spades, if it had been North who'd shown the spades, then you wouldn't want to lead it. But leading through the suit, and he didn't overcall a spade or anything. Probably he's got a 4-card holding, but I mean, I suppose a low spade leading through the king might might work okay if South held the king. I mean, he can be sure that the king of hearts is with North. His partner's bid hearts, yes, but I mean, Gavris has bid 3 no trumps, and that was a sort of competitive double by South, suggesting that he had, suggested a Doubleson club and good spades, as Roland said.
Oh, he's
So,
holding
he's
the
thinking about it.
6 of spades, yes. Holding the 6 of spades in his hand.
Wow.
Play it, young man. Play it, play it.
Yes, yes, yes. So you will be in tomorrow's bulletin. There's a further incentive if you... Or the day after bulletin. They seem to be delaying the reports by a day.
Yeah.
A huge lot of long articles a couple of days ago.
Indeed. So if he leaves a spade...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. West would
that's
surely shift.
The 6 of spades is a useless card while it's in his hand. When it's on the table, it's absolutely marvellous. Yes, good enough. Wow.
This is also good. You will get an encouraging signal. And whether that's the 4 or the 8, we don't know unless we look at the CC, but we can see it in a second.
Oh dear, a middle one, oh dear. Anyway, he's committed now, isn't he? Well played,
Yeah.
wow. The 9 next.
Oh. Lovely. Now this is great, David. This is one for your article. Surely. Well done to Van der Forst. Yeah.
This is fantastic, one of the best defences we've seen at the table, although of course there's so many tables, there must be many brilliances that go unheralded. But that's really splendid, and that means we can be happy that we got up so early to watch. When I say that, you have to remember it's an hour earlier in England than it is in most of mainland Europe. Brilliant. That's really lovely.
Why is the score as down 1? We may see a correction soon. I mean, they had 2 spades and 4 hearts. Put down 2.
The other table played in 3 clubs. East opened a club, which was alerted. West bid a diamond, and amazingly lost. So it went a heart from East, raised to 2 hearts. Now he came in with 3 clubs.
Yeah, I don't like that. Get in.
Ah.
Why not get in? Get in right away.
Yeah, get in with 3 clubs. It may be that 2 clubs would have been conventional, although I don't think that's right. I think that when people bid one of a suit, you should play 2 of one of their suits as natural. You've got plenty of other bids like double and unusual no trump to show the other 2 suits, and people can respond to heart on 4 to the 10 or something. You may easily have a good heart suit. When a club is prepared, you may easily have a good club suit, so 2 of a suit should, it's a good general rule, whatever the system is, to play that as natural.
This is interesting. I normally don't like to bid Michaels when I have 6 cards in the majors. But can't say I disagree strongly. Partner will never expect a 6-card major. So I would perhaps get in with a spade rather than Michaels. The upside of getting in with a Michaels is, of course, that you show 2 suits right away, at least 10 cards.
Yes, I prefer a spade. You might lean towards sort of showing a two-suiter if it showed specifically spades and clubs. In other words, a form of gestem rather. So I'll have a look at their card and see if I can decipher the curly brackets.
No. Now, great bidding by the Belgians again, pushing the opponents to the 5 level, which is too high, when they have to lose 2 spades and a trump. Now, don't bid 5 spades now, Babut.
2 hearts shows 2 hearts is gestem, showing highest and lowest, so it did show the black suits.
Ah. Yeah, and that's why he's tempted to bid on now. 5 over 5 is usually wrong.
Well, he's passed.
Oh, and West hasn't passed yet, and that's my concern.
Goodness me, West is not the one who's going to bid. He's got Queen Jack 1 of hearts and a flat hand. It was East who might have bid. Having an extra spade and a void heart.
Thinking about it because of the double fit, you know.
Well, he may be thinking of doubling. I mean, he's got a chance to the trump trick. No, he has doubled,
yeah. Yeah, but East hasn't passed yet.
Well, that's absolutely unforgivable. If you pass first time, run it to your partner, and he actually goes so far as to double. So bid 5 spades now is... You don't even need to look at the hands. It just makes no sense. No sense at all.
No. If he passes...
The only time you find such bidding in the textbooks...
Look.
Is when it was a forcing pass situation. And you knew your partner would either bid or double, so when you pass, then double and then bid, because that is so inconsistent on an ordinary hand, it's known by inference to show that you were too good to bid 5 spades, which is... Anyway, that's just bad bridge, basically. Whatever might happen, even if 5 spades would mate and 5 hearts would have made as well, it's just bad bridge. How does he know his partner's got a 5-card club fit? I mean, he could have had some good diamonds. Anyway.
Yeah. Now it took a while for West to actually double. That is unauthorized information for East. North and East would know it was West who took the time before he doubled. But that's unauthorized information for East, so he's not even allowed to pull. He's not allowed to pull if it's right to pull. But now that it's wrong, the pros will not do anything about it.
Well, I don't think they'd do anything about it anyway. I don't think this can possibly be a forcing pass situation. He's just bid gestem, even though it's red against white. His partner's 4 spades is not necessarily a strong move. So his partner could have passed. He could have passed 5 hearts. By doubling, he's saying that he's happy to defend. He wasn't forced to bid something. So it is just inconsistent to pass it and bid 5 spades. Had he bid 5 spades on the first round, I couldn't have faulted that. That's just a question of judgment with the 6th spade and the void heart. But if you judge to pass it, and 5 hearts could have been passed out and made, but your partner says, no, I don't think it is going to make, now to bid 5 spades, well...
So Garis called the director, because he could also spot on his side of the screen. It has to be the man on the other side of the screen who calls the director. South is not allowed to. That there was a hesitation, and that East bid for 5 spades, but when he sees the result, he won't get the director back, that's for sure. Now, will they even find that club run?
Well, definitely. They should give a count card on a lead. If the king is led for count, he'll know their 2 diamonds will stand, and then he'll switch. Nothing else to switch to but a club.
Such a shame, really, for the Belgians. They had them where they wanted them, and were about to gain 10 imps, and now they're losing 2 or 3 instead, aren't they? Yeah. 2.
Well, we're blaming East, but I mean, you might say that there was no need to double, really, because those 5 clubs opposite partner's other suit is not good, and West knows that the diamonds are wrapped up. So he's hoping to make 1 spade, 1 heart, and 1 more trick. Because the spades are 2-2, it's going to go down, but I don't think I would have doubled on the West cards. Not only because your partner might bid 5 spades, because I wouldn't bid 5 spades, but I just don't think it's worth trying to get 100 into 200. Might be cold, and if you push them up to the 5 level, you usually think we've done well. If they go off, it's a good board.
Yeah, indeed. So it would have been 11 imps to Belgium, now it was 2 to Poland, so 13 imp swing there. Right. Alright, back to this board, which could be very exciting. North, South and West all have interesting hands. Now here I would bid Michaels, which Gavris just did. Perfect for Michaels. 5-5, all your points in your suits.
Right, now I think he's just going to bid 4 hearts. He's got a good hand, but
yes, but then again, West may bid 5 diamonds. He knows partner has no hearts. Well, no, a 1 heart could be 1 after 4 hearts, so he doesn't bid. He maybe should have.
well, he maybe should have on what they've got, but it's a bit risky because the ace, king, queen, jack, 10 of diamonds are his duplicated values in terms of gaining tricks facing long diamond support, and he had already shown 4 diamonds, and he's got losing doubletons in the black suits at game all, so we can't just judge by results, but I suppose if his partner's got long diamonds and shortage in hearts, you can rough quite a few tricks, so what would it would have cost
500.
1.
Yeah, they would take a spade rough. After 2 rounds of clubs, they would take a spade rough. For down 2 and 500. So not a lot in it.
No, well, the spade rough is a bit unlucky, but I mean, he might have lost 2 spades on some lies of the cards. I mean, you never go for a sacrifice if it's going to cost you 500. 500 against 620 is not hardly worth bothering about, because it could be a double figure swing if you've judged it wrongly and their game is going down. But if it's 200 or possibly 500, then you could be a mistake to go to 5 diamonds would work okay. I don't think West had enough. He just basically had a fifth diamond, and when he'd already shown 4. And a complete lack of defence, I agree, as his diamonds weren't pulling any weight in defence.
Okay. Lively hands this morning, David. Here's another one. It will not be a 1-note trump contract, that's for sure.
Well, the second and third boards are well worthy of going into the bulletin. I mean, there was one match, I can't remember which day it was anyway, I was scraping around to get 4 hands. I think I managed to write an okay article, but didn't have 4 standout really good boards. But now I've got 2 already, and we've only played 4. The day before that, there were so many good ones, I had to leave some really good hands still lying uncovered.
Right. Did you notice that we have the great Saul Wagner back with us this morning, David?
I heard you giving us that good news. Yes, maybe he's permanently posted to BBO1 on account of his magnificent operating.
He is. But he was too tired for the last match yesterday. He did the first 3, so one can understand that he sat out in the last. But the other guy was also okay.
Well, I'm pretty old now, and I think I could do the first 3 okay. But when it came to board 4, I'd have to leave at the table.
Very funny. Right. Very good English. Try to come up nicely. Very, very good. So staying low here, probably a good idea, although you may be able to make game. That's the cards lie. Yeah, looks like it. Especially after this lead, which will expose the Queen of Diamonds. 10, Jack. South will probably not cover, but we know where the Queen is.
Jack.
We've mentioned several times the Gazilli convention, where it goes one of a major, one no trump, and the opener uses 2 clubs artificially to show either clubs or 16 plus. But if he does that, and West would have bid 2 hearts rather than 2 diamonds, that's non-forcing, is it?
Yes. That would show less than 8 points, or fewer than 8 points, I should say. Just as well that David Byrne wasn't here. Fewer than 8, 2 hearts would show. With 8 or more, you must bid 2 diamonds.
Right. So that means that you can get into 2 hearts via 1 no trump, but you can't necessarily get into 2 diamonds if partner happens to choose 2 clubs, because 2 diamonds would also be artificial. Still, we've seen already in this tournament that it's a very good convention.
The best thing about it is actually, in my view, is the 2 diamonds here. If they take at City, it's limited to 15 points. You know how 2 diamonds would normally be up to 18, wide range, like, 12 to 18. You don't like that, really. You don't know whether you should invite with your 9 count or not. But when it's limited to 15, it's much, much easier for responder to judge.
Yes, we saw a deal yesterday where it began 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 hearts, and that was a pair playing Gazilli. And the responder had king jack to 4 heart support and another king and another jack. And at some tables they just had to bid 3 hearts in case partner was good, or in case he had 5 hearts. But they passed at our table, and I think there was in fact some sort of play for game as it happened, but it was interesting that he was able to pass, not having to go as high as the 3 level, because they were playing Gazilli and his partner couldn't have 16 up.
Yeah, the bid game at the other table making. It was actually a good game as it was. Wonderful fit. Small doubles and club, obviously the singles. Do you remember?
Well, that was the point. I mean, you can still have freak fits, and you can all swap two of the unknown suits around in one of the hands, and you find that the 2 level was as high as you wanted to go. So you're only just improving the odds in the long run, and one hand proves nothing. That's why you shouldn't keep on shifting your bidding system every time you have a bad board.
Poor San Marino in the women's. Dear, dear. After 5 rounds, they have 6.5 VPs. That's not nice.
No, there was one team in the open event that had, I think, 6.5 after 4 rounds. I can't remember who it was, and probably they're glad that I can't.
It was Scotland, would you believe?
Well, I mean, I was too tactful to mention it, but not everyone would be the same.
No.
Of course, if I'd remembered, I would have said it.
I know. So 3 hearts is limited here as well. The man cannot have 17 or 18 good points, else he would have opened 1 club. But Garris is good enough to raise to 4, isn't he? He has a 10 count, and he doesn't have to worry about his singleton heart because his partner has promised good hearts.
3 spades is forcing in this sequence. You can just pass with a bad hand, not try to correct the trump suit. And he's bidding it on the way to 4 hearts, just in case his partner happens to have 3 spades and only 6 hearts. But I mean, South knows he must play in hearts, and he's worried that partner's good spades may be wasted opposite his void.
But I think he will have to guess the singleton king of hearts. He's looking at 2 diamond losers and a club loser. On the other hand, he can take a roughing finesse in spades, but he'll have to use an entry to do that, in which case he cannot get back to the good spades.
Well, he did have... I don't know if that jack is a good idea, unless the king can be from ace-king. He had the 4th round of diamonds to worry about too. See, the thing is that if South had had a jack-x of diamonds, then West would not want to continue into the ace-jack if his king won the first trick. So it can be a good idea for East to put the jack in. I mean, it certainly would be if you were defending no trumps, but in the suit contract, yeah, it's probably right, isn't it? Because it allows him, as long as he's led from King Queen 10, to continue the suit. If he's only led from King Queen, that can be an expensive jack. So seems to me that that's quite a difficult decision for East, whether he should play the jack or not.
Now the defense in the other room was quite interesting. It wasn't the best. King of diamonds and a low duct and a low diamond to the ace. Declara played the jack of clubs, low queen, and now East tried to cash the ace of spades. And that wasn't a good idea, because now Declara could ruff it, take a club finesse to the 10, and discard his losers on the queen jack of spades. So he could even afford to lose the trick to the king of hearts.
Yes, but you can see that East was worried that if he didn't cash the ace of spades and the South had a singleton, that would have gone away on the club suit.
What do they lead from ace king, David? You have the card, because I don't like the jack either.
Right, the king can be from king, queen, jack, king, queen, 10, king, queen, x, all king or king, queen, doubleton. So it's the king just shows the queen basically, and they lead the ace from ace king.
In which case he should play the 6.
Yes, except for the case when the partner's happens to have king, queen, 10 and won't know that he can continue the suit. But I think it's a bit safer to to play the 6, yeah.
This could be a swing. Klukowski may do the same thing here, advancing the jack of clubs. Here we see it. This would run to the queen, I expect. And now all eyes on East. Yes, you can make it legitimately, I know that, because the king is singleton, offside. But that's playing with open cards.
The Belgians play standard count, so the 3 of clubs is suggesting an odd number. East might have been considering playing a club back in case he could get a ruff later. Right, our front doorbell's just gone.
Well, the club is okay. The ace of spades is not good. Right. Well, West should perhaps cover this. He wants declarer to be in the dummy to take a finesse, but then again he will overtake the 9, and now he can't get to the spades, so he can either try to cash the ace of clubs or take a half finesse here. Yeah, that is what he's going to do.
Right, well that's another bulletin-worthy hand. We're barely into the session.
Oh, yeah.
So, that wasn't easy for East at all, and you can't say that playing the ace of spades was a mistake at the other table. That could have been right. Well done.
Very interesting board, David. Actually leave now off. You have enough material for it. I'm not encouraging you to just do it.
Just think what an adverse effect that would have on the commentary.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, sure. On the other hand, we have Graham Osborne in the audience. He could replace it. I'm just kidding. You know that.
Well, yes. Some people say the most hurtful things.
Now this is upgraded to the 18 plus hand. Fair enough. I mean, you have 8.5 tricks in your hand. One club, as I said in the beginning, when you were not here maybe, is 3-way in Polish club, either 12 to 14 balanced, 15 plus with clubs, or any 18 plus hand. And this is upgraded to an 18 plus hand. 2-no trump is a positive, probably showing exactly the range he is in. Let me check. Well, 2-no trump is the only response not on the card. That is very strange. So we'll just assume a positive balance, maybe unlimited. South has shown the strong hand now with diamonds. They got to 5 diamonds in the other room, which went down because the defense could take ace of hearts, king of hearts, heart ruff. So 3-no is where you want to be. This could be a swing for Poland. If South bits 3-no now. And remember that they could have a slam on for all Klukowski knows, so he may bid on and not be happy with 3-no. If he bypasses 3-no, they are still safe in 4-no trumps if they can stop there. 5 diamonds goes down automatically. So well judged by Klukowski here. Oh wow, well judged by Klukowski, but not so by Gavris.
Well, I think 3-no trumps was an obvious bid because he'd already shown 18 plus and long diamonds, so he had no reason to bid more than 3-no trumps. And partner saying that he was strong in spades wasn't a plus factor facing the singleton. Having said that, you can't fault North for bidding 4 diamonds when he's facing strong bidding like that. It's just bad luck that they can take a heart rough. So I don't see anything wrong with the bidding so far.
Think he can bid 4-no to play now, David? It should be natural, shouldn't it? I mean, you have 4 hearts as a Q bid. You have 4 spades as a Q bid, so 4-no I think should be natural.
I think that's very understandable on those cards. They'd have been beating par if they stopped in 3-no trumps. It's one of these boards where it'll be very interesting to have a look and see who managed to stop. The only time that they might suffer see if Westover calls a heart, if it goes a diamond, a heart, then they may decide that they do want to play in 3-no trumps, because South has a pretty certain heart stopper and lots of tricks. But if hearts aren't bid, I think that's just unlucky.
Now Declare may try to false card with the Queen of Hearts here. Trick 1, I think he will. Yeah.
A waste of time because of his 3-no trump bid.
Yeah. But can't hurt. West didn't fall for it. He got an encouraging 3 of hearts. So, flat board.
Well, the one interesting thing, of course, is that I had already said that the Belgians were leading king from king-queen and ace from ace-king, but of course as it's up at the 5 level, then one would expect them to lead the king from ace-king to get a count from partner. And whichever way round they played it, they knew what they were doing and got the ruff. So I think that 2/3 of the field will be taking a minus score. 5 diamonds, 1 down there. That's my guess.
South chuckled, then slammed down his card. Young man with a temper. Yeah, he was unhappy because he was in the right contract at some point. Maybe he could have saved the day with 4 no. I don't know.
I must have missed what was 2 no trumps. How much did that show?
It doesn't say. It's the only response not on the CC, would you believe. Any response through 2 spades you can find there. Just not 2 no trumps. So I can't help you.
Right. Well, I don't know that he should bid 4 no trumps, even if it is natural, because his diamonds are solid and he's got the ace of clubs, and if his partner's got an about 11 count, then there might have been a slam on. It's incredibly unlucky that partner's got those ace, king, queen of spades absolutely wasted, and they can take a heart ruff.
So what do we think, and what do we know about 2 diamonds, David? That's just
right. I said at the start that all these bids are fancy, so I'll just look on. The 1 level is natural, the 2 level is fancy. I'll just look it up.
Maybe showing a maximum, trying to show a maximum for his initial pass with the 6-card suit. Invisible with 6 cards, possibly.
Yeah, 9 to 11 natural.
Yeah, and East has a clear pass. And South, looking at Queen Jack of Diamonds, has 4 points really, so he can't reopen.
No, well, North may be a bit worried, but they had something on their way, but as it happens, there are 6 top losers.
Yeah. Now Decara has 10 tricks here. Very lucky diamonds. No diamond looser. So 6 diamonds, 3 clubs and the ace of hearts for 10 tricks and a flat board.
I suppose they might have scraped on the 2 spades. Only 5 top losers, but got a bit of work to do.
Now yesterday, David, in the last match, it was suggested by a spectator's wife that commentators do not analyze before they have taken a break, like 1 minute or so, to give the spectators an opportunity to analyze the hand. What is your view on that? That would be very difficult for us.
My view is exactly the same as yours. You don't have a football commentator who's quiet about a wonderful goal for a minute, so the spectators can decide if it was a good goal or not. I mean, maybe the hand is all going to be over in a short while, so we don't want to leave pauses like they do when someone's about to make an 8-foot putt at golf. They can turn the volume down if they want to analyse it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Sorry if I sound a bit unsympathetic.
Yeah, but I understand the point, Kai. You know, it is also educational, this, and maybe they want to analyze, well, you see, if he does this, blah, 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 blah. So, his wife suggested that we wait 1 minute before we analyze. Peter thought that was a good idea. He said, well, I'm slow anyway, so it suits me fine. But I don't really think he means it.
Well, it's not that many hands that are posing some problem like situation where you've got 2 lines and you need to compare them and you need a minute to think about it. A lot of them you can just say, well, this is on the half and there's something like that. And if we just sit back and say nothing for a minute, it may please a few people in the audience, but the rest would think, what's the matter with them? You know, they're the commentators. Why are they saying nothing? It's easy enough, isn't it? Can't they see that it's just on the heart finesse?
Indeed. That was my point yesterday. If we don't say anything, people think that we can't analyse that. We don't want to risk that.
Of course we can't analyse the hands, they know that, and some of the things we say, but I mean, at least we can have a stab at it. Right, 2 clubs is a natural bid with clubs because remember that although 1 club in the Polish club system is 8 times out of 10 a weak no trump, as Roland said, it also covers strong hands. So 2 clubs becomes available, as in most 1 club systems, to show an ordinary opening bid with long clubs.
Yeah.
South may have a raise to 3 clubs just to shut them out.
It's basically precision, the 2 club opening. Many spectators tell me, David, as soon as something becomes obvious to you, I prefer to hear it so that I can ask questions if necessary. Please don't pause.
That's right, I've had a few. Quite sure what 2 no trumps is. Normally in some versions it would be better than 3 clubs. Maybe not here.
2 no is a transfer to 3 clubs.
Right, so that was the weak move. We can see that as it happens, East-West don't have a fit. They do have quite a lot of good cards and certainly could have made a part score at least in diamonds.
Doesn't the 5-4 fit constitutes a fit for you, David? They do indeed have a fit.
Yes, I mean, they can make at least a part score. They're going to lose a diamond. The heart is offside and there's a spade guess, so 5 diamonds would be too high. Yes, I was just only looking at the majors at the time I spoke prematurely.
You may even lose 2 diamonds. You shouldn't, but you may lose, if you play to the jack, you will lose 2 diamond tricks. You are vulnerable, and only 3-3 in the major, so it's not obvious to balance, is it? At match points you would.
Well, if 2 no trumps is an out-and-out sign-off, then South might have a weaker hand than he does. On the other hand, West can expect his partner to be short in clubs, and he didn't come in with a double, but no, he has passed well. That's just a very close decision on the odds, and if you happen to guess wrongly, it's possible you might go for 500 or something, so we can't really fault West. If he was going to bid, what do you think? Is three diamonds better than a double? That's pretty close as well.
No, I would certainly double. My diamond suit is too weak. No, I would double and just pass partner's response. And you know what? This wasn't a good lead. Now the contract can make. Perhaps a natural lead, but not the winning lead.
No, we saw a hand like this yesterday where Declarer had king to 3 opposite, 3 low, and sometimes I think they did actually lead. They led from ace queen x against it. I was with you, wasn't I? They found a lead of ace queen x and king to 3 went down. And I said that could have been a winner if partner had the jack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky really. You don't want to lead it if the king of hearts is with the opener. But it can work well if the king is in the dummy.
The difference yesterday was that dummy had shown the stopper in that suit. Do you remember? He bid no trouble at some point.
Yeah. The other hand had preempted, I think, yeah. So the other hand had preempted, and the East could be sure that if his partner didn't have the king, which is again a situation where you may want to lead from ace queen 1, if he didn't, then the king was likely to be in dummy, so that would be no disaster, and it might still be good if you could set up the jack on the 3rd round.
So Declarer has 7 clubs, a diamond, and a heart, with the ace of hearts on side. That will be 110 plus the 130 at the other table, 240 and 6 imps. It is very important to contest the part score. If you have any excuse whatsoever, I mean a shortish match like 16 boards, you can't afford to lose too many sixes.
No, but still the warning signs of red against white and the fact they're in a part score and you might go for 500 if you've chosen the wrong moment, that can also apply. I was wondering if he could have doubled 2-no trumps. Of course 2 trumps isn't necessarily weak, although it's a transfer to 3 clubs. South may now advance, perhaps by showing singleton or stopper or whatever they play. So he didn't know that was going to be a sign-off until 3 clubs came back to him.
Well, it would normally be a sign-off, because if they want to investigate, they start with a 2-diamond relay.
Unless they've got primary club support and want to agree clubs.
Now, well, 3 clubs would be invitation of a direct 3 clubs.
Yeah, so you'd have to bid 2-no trumps to 3 clubs and then carry on bidding, having agreed clubs.
One spade, 1-no trump is normal. 2 spades is also normal, and it's normal to stop short of game. And you don't really want to be in game. I don't know how Declarer took 11 tricks in the other room. Well, that's a new world record, I would say. We can see, he got a lead from one of the minors. A diamond is a disaster. That will give Declarer 3 diamond tricks. A club will give him no loser in that suit. So a heart is obviously best. Let's see what Saz led at the other table.
He led the 8 of clubs.
Yeah, so the queen took the first trick. In fact, a diamond lead can give you 4 tricks. Do you see that? Low diamond, 7, 9, jack. Later, to the queen, now the 10 drops. And you have to finesse against the ace. sells king with ace 8 in dummy.
Yes, or declare can lead the jack under his own steam, can't he? That's all double dummy.
So he will probably not take 11 tricks here, but he might take 10 and loosen him.
Right, I'm just briefly going to the other table to save the boards and note where the players are sitting. I'll be back in a few seconds. Mentioning yesterday, Roland, that there were very much fewer sponsors than one might imagine, particularly when comparing it with the American game, but I've got a half memory that one of the Polish players might be a sponsor. I dare say I'm completely wrong. Do you know if that's true?
It is true. It's Jasen's partner.
Yeah, Mazurkiewicz, yes, I thought that, yeah.
Indeed. But they're perhaps the only two teams with a sponsor, Monaco and Poland. Unless Italy is sponsored by Mr. Angelini, I'm not quite sure about that. Did you see the picture of Donati in today's bulletin, David? Versace playing with Donati. On occasion.
If he was unbelievably young, is that the one?
Yeah, he looked like a schoolboy of 14, didn't he? 14 or 15. Indeed. He is very young.
I have to admit that the photo of me in the bulletins is also an incredibly ancient photo, and a lot of kibitzers wouldn't recognise me in the street if they saw me nowadays. It's very tempting to say, well, no, you want a more recent photo? No, actually I don't have any.
But isn't the same photo you use on Facebook? I think it is.
No, I don't think so. Don't think it is actually. No. One was in a photo booth in the local Asda supermarket, and the other was at a uncle's funeral in their back garden while they were having the funeral feast.
He didn't take as many tricks as he could have, and he lost to M. What now? Nice spade spots here, so that you can take a double finesse, only lose one spade. You lose a club and you lose a diamond with the ace of diamonds on side. It's a very thin 4-heart contract. You don't have too many points. 11 opposite 7, but you do have a 5-5 fit. And look at the 9 of spades, look at the 10 of spades. Without them, you wouldn't make the contract. Intermediate cards can be very, very useful. We see it here.
I'm sure you remember a hand yesterday, Roland, where David Bakshi opened one spade on a pretty light 10 count in the 4th seat. and they had a nice auction to get up to 4 spades. You remember that one?
Oh,
Gold
sure,
that
I
passes
do.
an 11
Yes,
count.
yes.
You do, yes. Well, I followed Peter Lundt's recommendation and went to see how many people had reached the game on that, and it was 24 out of 36, so I think that it means either that North is opening the bidding on the 11 count, or that he's forcing to game once partner opens a spade. But of course, for the purposes of my article saying how wonderful their bidding was, I was rather hoping that quite a lot more pairs than 12 had failed to bid it, so I didn't actually put that result into my article. Didn't suit my purposes.
No, I see what you mean. On the other hand, North can't force the game if it is the pass down. We remember it went past 1 spade, 2 no trumps. If partner signs off in 3 spades now, you have to pass.
Well, I don't know. North had a really good hand in support of spades. I don't know if he was intending... I suppose he would have just bid 4 spades unless he was intending to pass that. But I mean, it wouldn't be out of the question. Your partner's opened in the 4th seat at red, so a lot of people would be nervous about stopping in 3. I mean, he had 4 card support, 2 aces, a queen and a jack, and he didn't have a flat hand, so maybe they bid more strongly on the North hand, and we don't know unless we see all the auctions.
But it was well bid, absolutely, I agree. It went 1 spade, 2 no trumps, 3 hearts, game try, and there they were in 4 spades. Absolutely. It was a great contract.
Well, it was a nice 4 diamond bid by Gold, acknowledging the fact that 3 hearts was forcing and might have been partner's initial move. I was interested in the slam, so 4 diamonds was a thoughtful cue bid just in case that was the situation.
Oh yes, that's a free bid on the way to 4 spades. 4 diamonds, cue bid, denying a clock control. Yes, well bid hand. And you did write that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, look at this one. They've got to 4 hearts. So that's either well done or a little bit lucky. Ace of diamonds is on side. On the cards that they've got, I mean, it's fair enough. You need the ace of diamonds on side and the split spade on us, so it's borderline. Well, the queen of hearts is missing too, so...
Yeah, but you know...
but I mean...
You don't know that when you bid it. Yeah, 10 of spades, 9 of spades. That makes it, well, roughly 50%, well, a little under 50% because you need the double finesse in spades. But everything's well. Flat board.
South was facing a 3rd in hand non-vulnerable opening, so 4 hearts could have been too high, but in that case East West would have something good because he had a 5-5, so 4 hearts is a good bid, not just because you might make it. It's a 2-way bid. If you can't make it, then the opponents will have something good on, so that's a nice bid.
Yeah. Now 5 clubs would only have been 1 down, but it wasn't easy for West to bid 5 clubs with scattered values at love all, was it? It would have been the winning call if he had bid 5 clubs over 4 hearts, but not that easy. 2 hearts, David. Sorry, 2 diamonds. Is that a multi or is it a 2-suit?
I think you're referring to the bid 2 left curly bracket. Yes. It's either
Yes.
6 hearts or 5 hearts and a minor. So that's a lot unusual.
Right.
So East doesn't care because he's got a heart fit.
Very strong result for Poland in the other room, getting to 4 hearts and doubled by South, making with an over trick.
Well, Well, they opened a straight week 2 in hearts, and that was raised to 4 by East and South doubled. And of course, North of Belgium couldn't conceive of taking it out on such a weak hand, so he just had to pass and hope for the best with one defensive trick. And that was 690, but they would have, well, it still would have been quite a lot if they'd gone to 5 diamonds.
I don't mind giving you the link to running scores, but as I said yesterday, it's usually the same people asking for it. Every time I ask you to save it, you can use that link every single day, and you will get to the right round. So if you have done that already,
well, I don't know what you think. I mean, it's so hard when we know what's going to happen, but I don't think that South has an obvious double, I'll say that. You need to have 4 spades before you start. Well, there you go. It's fair enough, he's looking at 3 high cards, I suppose. Partner might have something, but when the opening bid is 2 diamonds, remember your partner can just come in with a double on a weak no trump hand, because he knows that they're not going to play in 2 diamonds, very likely. So you've got no reason to expect that 4 hearts is some sort of preempt on a weak hand, because your partner couldn't speak. So it's just the same.
That's North can't take out. I mean, he thinks that the King of Hearts might be a trick there. And go to the 5 level vulnerable could be so wrong. They happen to have a 10 card fit in diamonds, which is unbelievable really from North's point of view. So I think he had a clear pass of the double.
Well, I mean, he had a clear pass if he'd have had Jack-X of hearts, because he can't go up to the 5 level and find his partner's got 4-3 doubleton of diamonds, which is much more likely than the 4-3 doubleton being in clubs. No, so he has to pass, yeah. It's just a question of what are the odds on the double, and seeing as 2 really world-class players have found it, then I may be wrong on that. Anyway, they're much bolder than I would be, and they know what they're doing. That's why they're playing in this major championship.
I'm still a little puzzled here. Okay, go on. I'll tell you what puzzles me. Puzzles me how Declarer managed to make an overtrick in the other room on that diamond lead, Jordan the 3-card suit. That shouldn't really happen. It was a spade lead in the other room. It was played by West, who opened 2 hearts.
Yeah, then he set up the spades.
Set up the spades, yeah. No chance of an overtrick here. He will do very well to make it. I mean, you can't play trumps prematurely here, because he's looking at 2 diamond losers in the dummy. Not sure that this is right. You want to get to dummy to take a heart finesse, right? So why not overtake the jack right away? This I do not understand. It's probably still okay. Or maybe not. Now they force him again. The nut. Score the king of hearts, and they will lose a diamond and a spade also. Actually equally good, removing trumps from east hand this way. Then he can't ruff his diamonds.
Well, if he plays for the king of hearts to be doubled, then he can make 5 parts, 4 clubs and a diamond ruff. So I don't know if he... Does he want to try a spade first, in case that would allow him to get a discard? I mean, make a 10th trick that way and then pick up. No, I mean, because they can always force him with a diamond switch anyway, so maybe he should have just gone for King 1 of hearts on side. What do you think?
I think he knows the ace of spades is off after the double. Especially now, but now it's too late anyway.
Yes, that's,
that's
true. I was forgetting the double, yeah.
From bad to worse, really. He's allowed to go 2 down now. Now he loses diamond. And another club. The 6 of hearts will take a trick, and the king of hearts will take a trick for down 2 and 300. What a difference. 690 and 300 team imps.
Yep. Well, there's another dead cert for the bulletin.
Yeah, I don't know really what he was playing for there. Ace of clubs, club to the king, and a 3rd club. What was he playing for?
Hard to see. So I don't really like a weak 2 spades on hand. They with that. What do you think? I think I would part.
Yeah, I don't do it vulnerable. I have to. Well, I might open 2 diamonds in my method, 4 to 8 with 6 cards at least. That wouldn't be a crime. I couldn't open 2 spades. That will show 9 to 11 as I play.
Yeah, it's not a question of points. I mean, you're obviously worth a weak 2 in spades because you can add points for the 7th card. In any case, you've got a king and a queen. Right.
2 diamonds is 6 to 10 with a 6 card major. So it was an upgrade anyway, but he had spade number 7. House is going to double this. And no.
Well, he's got a vulnerable weak 2. If your partner's got king jack to 6 and a bust, you might still make it and have diamond ruffs. Or,
you know,
he's got a pretty good hand.
But
you may think spades are likely to break his partner's
yeah.
in. And you may think West will have 4 spades after the 5 diamond bid. But it's game all anyway, yeah, it's game all, so he can just defend.
Why not? And this will be extremely expensive. Oh dear. 4 clubs to lose, including a ruff. And a spade. 5 for 800. Another 2-digit swing here. They don't have to take the club rough, obviously, because North has a natural trump trick.
At the other table, North did pass, and East bid 4 diamonds with a 4 heart overall. And that was a fantastic contract, of course. Trumps were 5-0. So it's just a question of luck whether it works to open the North hand or not, really.
Yeah. That's the point here also, David. That over 4 hearts, West passed smoothly. He didn't double. Very wise move. If they really want to play in 4 hearts, you don't mind, do you? And you don't want them to run to 4 spades, which is a make. So just sit there and wait for your tricks against 4 hearts.
Well, he can't be sure it's going off. Partner's got the ace of diamonds, maybe, but he's just got a weak hand facing a preempt, so I don't think many people would double. Gonna make 4 tricks.
Right. The same declarer who went 2 down a few minutes ago. The contract he could have and perhaps should have made. So he must be punch drunk by now, David, after this board. 800. And that's another 14. 4 hearts can go off with a heart flop. I don't know what you mean by that. 4 hearts can go off with a heart flop. Oh, you mean 4 spades can go off with a heart flop. Yeah, you can find it. Right. So 2 consecutive 14s. How often do you see that? I don't think I've seen it before.
No, it's a very nice sight in one column and a pretty awful one in another.
Can't complain about the boards. They have been extremely fascinating.
They have, despite the fact we haven't had any slam deals. But there've been 4 or 5 well worthy of notes and the graph archive.
We have any dial 3 no trump contracts with 10 top tricks, or 1 no trump contract taken, you know, 10 minutes to play. I think we've been very lucky.
They've also played incredibly quickly, haven't they? They've nearly finished and it's not an hour and a half yet.
That will give me some time to have lunch. I'm on for the next one as well. We have 2 matches with voice at 13:20 Central European time. The official one, Turkey against Italy, with Mark Horton and Peter Lund. And a bonus match, Iceland against Israel, with Bill Jacobs and yours truly. And David will be back later today for the 3rd match. Doing the women, David, Poland, France, with Graham Osborne.
Right, well this is interesting actually, because 2 hearts is either a weak 2 in spades or it's a weak 5-5 hearts and a minor. So West assumes 2 spades and just bids it, and then his partner will presumably go on if he's got the other sort. So it's rather a strange combination of hands.
Yeah. Klukowski's thinking about taking out into 4 hearts. and one can understand him, with no side entries. If hearts are not running, that could be a problem. The weaker partner's hearts are, the more important it is to play in hearts. I hope that's not a contradiction, because it makes sense. So that's what he did. As would I have. Partner could have a small doubles and singles and even, singles and honor, and then you must play in 4 hearts and not in 3-note trumps. Okay, David, over to you.
I misexplained the bid anyway. It didn't make sense what I said. No, it is either a weak 2 spades or a weak 2 spades, spades and the minor. That's how I explained a similar opening. Was it, what was it, 2 diamonds or something? Yes. It does definitely show spades, yeah.
As it is, it wouldn't have mattered. 3-note trumps would have been a lovely contract when partner has queen X and the king is onside. No problem at all.
I mean, South is not just bidding 4 hearts because of anything to do with entries. I mean, his partner's basically made a takeout double of 2 spades. And he might have only had 4 hearts to respond in the other major. So he was bound to bid 4 hearts on a 6-card suit, really.
Oh yeah, he would normally have more than the 2 hearts he has, unless he is very strong, which is the case here.
So North thought he was too strong for a natural 2-note trump bid, having a 20 count.
Yeah, that would be too heavy. Could be maybe up to 18, but not 20.
I'm sure they would be playing Lebenssoul here, so 3 hearts would be sort of 8 to 10, and South could probably have bid 2-note trumps to show a bust. And over that, then North could just bid 3 clubs because he doesn't want to play in game opposite a weakish hand, I suppose, although he might still be worried that if there was 6 points opposite, 5, 6 or 7, there might still be a game there. But if he's going to go to 3-note trumps, he would have to bid it on his own hand.
Indeed, and make the weak hand declarer. Yeah, he would break the relay. He wouldn't bid 3 clubs with that hand, with a 20 count. But South is well worth a positive. Yes, it should show around 8 to 11, but a very good 6-card suit compensates for the missing points. So 3 hearts is fine. And that knocked David off the table. Maybe he didn't agree with me. Didn't you like my comment, David?
No, I like the idea of saving all 32 boards at the other table, I'm afraid. What gem did I miss?
No. When I said that South is worth 3 hearts, although it should show 8 to 11, this is worth 8 to 11 with a very good 6-card suit. So yes.
Yes,
is fine.
Well, a 5th card in the other major would be worth a couple of points, and the 6th one, you're not far off being able to bid 4 hearts in a way, but he's got rubbish outside and 3-2-2 shape, so he's good for a 3-heart bid.
Did you notice that Zolt managed to insert a C in score today?
Oh, the running saw from yesterday. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's some operator, isn't he? You think of all the comments he's put in and hasn't put a foot wrong with all the bids and the plays. Long may he live on BBO1 is what I say.
Absolutely. I know they did this intentionally. I had a word with Mark and Jan Kamras from the EBL, and they would do all they can to get the best operators to BBO1, because we always have voice for that match.
Have you heard anything at all about the Hungarian voice commentary that's been going on BBO6? That's the home nation,
No.
of course, as this is being staged in Hungary.
No. It's actually being broadcast in a cafe in Budapest. Did you know that?
I saw the word cafe.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand it.
Cafe.
Is Hungarian in your wonderful portfolio of languages, Flame?
No, definitely not. No, they have a giant screen in a cafe in Budapest where they show one match in every round in Hungarian. That's great, isn't it? Wonderful.
That's right, because I mean most of the people watching here, listening to our commentary, such as it is, they don't have a pint of beer in their hand, so they're at a disadvantage.
So, the penultimate board of the match now. One spade. Well, I would pass. And why wouldn't you? In the other room, North opened. One club. East got in with a double. One diamond from South. I don't know what that was. Probably hearts, because North jumped to two hearts next. And now East got in with two spades. Absolutely no reason to bid with the West cards. Pass. Well, North may reopen, obviously. He's a passed hand. He will reopen with a double.
Yeah, North will double, South bid. Well, actually, yeah, I was going to say one no trump, but I mean he has got 4 cards in the other major. Does he want to bid one no trump, facing a passed hand and a redouble? Maybe not.
Well, I would bid two hearts. I know Papa has hearts. So, yes, I bid two hearts. And I do not bid 3 diamonds with the West cards now. Don't do it, although your partner has shown a strong hand.
Well,
Although 3 diamonds isn't that bad, with diamonds breaking, it's not that bad, because you have the 10 of clubs. I didn't expect 2 spades. If I'm bidding 3 diamonds. Well, David, I'm sure you can say Ferencváros, can't you? The famous football club. That's where they're playing, actually, playing bridge, in that arena. The Ferencváros football stadium.
is that the club for which the fantastic player Puskás played in the 50s?
Yes. If you read today's bulletin, you'll see how many championships they've won in Hungary and how many cup titles, league cup titles. Yeah, amazing. The big
back in the days when England had a fantastically strong football team and hardly ever lost, they suddenly lost 7-3 to Hungary, and Puskás got about 4 goals, I think. That was over half a century ago.
Yeah, I remember Puskás and Hidegudi. Do you remember Hidegudi? Oh, what a player he was. You may not remember him. I do.
So 2 spades is an interesting effort. I think that's okay. He's adding a little something, and he knows his partner's got a lot of high cards.
Yeah, and he thinks he has a rubbing value. The partner has too much in hearts. A little unlucky. I wouldn't have bid 2 spades.
No,
I would bid three diamonds. I mean, I have tricks in a diamond contract, and I have 1.5 tricks in a spade contract.
Another reason is that when your partner redoubles, he's not likely to have 6 spades, and you're expecting North to be short in spades for his double, so there may well be 4 or 5 spades in the south hand. Yes, anyway.
Almost 1,750 spectators at this hour. It's very, very good, with 6 matches on offer.
Sure is. We had a similar number watching the England-Turkey game, didn't we, which probably was 80% supporters from Turkey.
Yes, but that was later in the day. This is the morning match, and it's a work, you know, it's a Monday,
A Monday,
and not
yeah.
a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. It's not as if we're the last match to finish and people are jumping over from other games because they played quickly. So 3 diamonds wouldn't have made. Got too many losers.
Yeah, you have 5 losers, 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, and a heart.
How about 2 hearts if he'd left it?
Well, he couldn't really leave it in, I don't think.
Well, 2 hearts was run round to his partner. He's not leaving in a double.
No. Well, 2 hearts would also be a struggle. If West had passed, it would probably go down. Not so easy to judge. It's touch and go. Touch and go, 2 hearts.
Anyway, what you said first time round was right. I mean, he didn't have to bid. He wasn't in a pass-out seat. So I'm sure you're right that 2 spades was well against the odds, bearing in mind that North would be short, and 3 diamonds was a bit of a stab in the dark. 3 diamonds you might bid. If you find the 6-3 fit on, might be okay.
Yes. But then again, when you're looking at a singleton heart, partner is likely to have 4 of them, so 9 of his cards are accounted for, and then it's very unlikely to find partner with 3 diamonds.
Yes, and if partner's got 4 hearts, then perhaps it is best to let them play in 2 hearts rather than try for 9 tricks. Anyway, we're just struggling to say something about a hand that's basically not very interesting.
Well, it is a little interesting because I think he can make it. He can't really do anything. You see, now the Jack of Spades will come down, so he has 3 more spade tricks and 1 heart for a make. 110 plus a 50, plus 50 for the other room, so he'll gain 4 imps.
Right. Well, we've come to the last board, and despite my atrocious spelling of the operator's first name, I'd actually written it down SZ on my piece of paper right at the start before I'd woken up properly. Certainly, we must all thank our wonderful operator, Salt Wagner. Found time to write lots of messages. He's obviously someone who's going to be promoted up to BBO commentator within a few years. Wonderful efforts by him. Like to thank the players anyway, because I admire them for playing such a number of boards for 10 days. Absolutely exhausting. And of course, whatever mistakes we may think we've noticed they play wonderfully well compared with most of us. So thanks to them. Thanks to Roland, who's been organising all the ViewGraph commentators and doing a mammoth amount of commentary himself, 3 sessions a day. Thanks to the Hungarian Bridge and so on for organising this event in such a marvellous location, and I haven't heard of a single thing going wrong, so that's been absolutely great. EBL funding the event, and it's been a very very good tournament all round. So Roland can tell me if I've forgotten to thank someone. There we go.
Maybe BBO for providing the platform.
Ah, well, now I have forgotten someone. Yes, that's right. No, it's not just a question of praising the boss when I say at the end of nearly every session how wonderful it is that we can all enjoy these tournaments from around the world, all the big ones, all the middle ones, and occasionally some tiny little holiday congress on some delightful island where they say they'd like to have their event covered for a bit of publicity. And it's just wonderful that almost any time of the day, on any day, you can switch on BBO and probably have something good to watch free of charge. And their software is so flawless. I've actually found out during this tournament how you can save the deals. You just go to the options on the My Results, say save all deals into a directory, and then you don't even have to go to the archive site because you can use the My BBO button, see all your directories. What a godsend that is to me, having to write tournament reports. I don't have to keep on doing print screens, save them in a file, and hope that I've got a record of board 17, which was an interesting slam. I can just save all the deals from both the rooms and write the reports at my leisure. So many thanks to BBO.
Right. So that will be a break now for roughly 1.5 hours. 1 hour and 35 minutes. The lunch break before the next round. And as I said earlier, we'll have 2 matches with voice commentary next. Turkey against Italy and Iceland versus Israel. They should be good. Hope to see you back. David will be back later in the day. I will be back later in the day as well. And Grandma Swan will do 2 sets today, the 3rd and the 4th. Thanks everyone for coming. We hope you had a fun time here and that you want to come back. Please come back.
Well, in the 3rd session I'm hoping to get more than 42 spectators for a women's match, because it's a bit of a shame, even if it's a Bermuda Bowl event and they've got the Venice Cup, the World Champion for women at the same time, hardly anyone seems to want to watch, which is a pity, because obviously they've got some star players as well, just maybe not so many. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, they have been playing extremely fast. The allotted time is 2 hours and 20 minutes playing with screens, and they've been playing for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Which gives everyone more time for lunch. That isn't bad. It is certainly lunchtime in Europe, mainland Europe, almost 12 noon, maybe a bit early in the UK. So 4th also played in the other room. The cards are nice for declarer. All diamonds are high, breaking, so this will make, without too much sweat, at least 8 tricks, possibly 9 or even 10.
See that both Souths used Damon because they were hoping for a fit and worried that the diamonds might be under-protected. No need to worry, partner, I had a stopper in the suit.
Yeah, you see, the best East can do now is actually to switch to a diamond, because now declarer can't take 6 diamond tricks anymore, because he has to draw trumps, and he'll end in the wrong hand. So diamond is best, funnily enough. If he doesn't play a diamond, declarer can draw trumps and cash all his diamond winners. Like now, you see? Now all diamonds are good, no more trumps outstanding. He'll take 10 tricks for a flat board. Thanks everyone, and goodbye for now. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.